Christine is choosing well,
right?
Because I'm hoping she's chosen well. I hope she's very happy. I'm not judging him.
Sister Wives, Janelle Brown pushes back on David Woolley's criticism of polygamy. Sister Wives, Janelle Brown pushes back on David Woolley's criticism of polygamy, a deep dive. The ongoing saga of Sister Wives continues to evolve in Season 20, and fans are witnessing some of the most candid and emotionally charged conversations yet. The recent sneak peek for the third installment of Sister Wives, One-on-One, released on January 23, 2026, highlights a sharp divide between Janelle Brown, one of Kody Brown's former wives, and David Woolley, husband of Christine Brown, regarding the ethics, morality, and lived realities of polygamous relationships. In the preview, Janelle openly challenged David Woolley's broad criticism of polygamy, calling into question the fairness of generalizing based on a single negative experience. The episode promises to explore this tension further, offering viewers a rare glimpse into the nuanced opinions of former and current members of the Brown family on the controversial and complex structure of plural marriage. This article provides a comprehensive breakdown of the discussion, including Janelle's response, David Woolley's perspective, Christine Brown's alignment with her husband, and the historical and cultural context surrounding the Brown family and polygamy at large. Janelle Brown's perspective on polygamy. Janelle Brown's statements in the sneak peek reflect a lifelong engagement with polygamy. Having spent nearly 30 years in a plural marriage with Kody Brown, Janelle brings both personal experience and historical knowledge to her defense of the practice. When I saw David on the show, it just made my stomach turn, because I think it's wrong to paint everybody with the brush of your one experience, Janelle said, directly addressing Woolley's comments. This sentiment underscores her belief that polygamy, like any marital structure, can vary significantly based on individual circumstances and should not be universally condemned due to the negative experiences of a few. Janelle's defense is rooted in a recognition of complexity. While acknowledging that harm has occurred in some plural marriages, she emphasizes that dysfunctional dynamics are not exclusive to polygamy. Her assertion, "I'm not denying that his sister had this experience. I think lots of things happen in monogamy. I think lots of things happen in all kinds of relationships that can be really wed up," positions polygamy as one of many relationship structures in which individuals may experience both positive and negative outcomes. This perspective highlights an essential conversation about the risks of overgeneralization. For Janelle, polygamy is not inherently damaging. Rather, the outcomes of such relationships depend on the behavior of the individuals involved, the level of consent, communication, and emotional honesty within the family. Janelle's decades-long experience adds weight to her assertion that sweeping critiques fail to account for the lived reality of many polygamous families who function with care, mutual respect, and cooperation. David Woolley's criticism of polygamy. David Woolley, husband of Christine Brown, has been vocal about his critical view of polygamy. His opinions are deeply personal and shaped by the trauma his older sister experienced while in a plural marriage. In previous episodes of Sister Wives, Woolley described polygamy as a structure that can facilitate emotional manipulation and competition among women, emphasizing the power imbalance often present in such arrangements. During a November episode, Woolley claimed that men in polygamous marriages loved the competition between the women and used their positions to control their spouses. He recounted his sister's difficult experience, stating that she was mentally damaged by the conduct of her husband within the plural marriage. These personal experiences, combined with his observations of broader trends in polygamous communities, inform his belief that the system is structurally harmful. In the reunion for Sister Wives, One-on-One, Woolley expanded on this critique, claiming that women are indoctrinated to accept a certain way of life within polygamous relationships. He questioned why marriages framed as morally or spiritually right often produce emotional distress and unhappiness, implying a systemic flaw rather than isolated incidents of abuse. Woolley's perspective aligns with a long-standing critique of polygamy in both academic and cultural discussions, that power imbalances, gender expectations, and social conditioning can lead to inequities and psychological harm. While his critique is rooted in personal experience, it reflects broader societal debates over the ethics of plural marriage. Christine Brown's alignment with her husband. Christine Brown, while a former participant in polygamy herself, has shown considerable agreement with Woolley's views. In her interview with Sister Wives, One-on-One host Sukanya Krishnan, Christine admitted the internal conflict she experiences when discussing polygamy due to her family ties and personal history. But then it comes down to it, he's right. He's right, Christine said, emphasizing her acknowledgement of the negative aspects of the practice despite her nuanced personal experience. Christine elaborated that her perspective shifted after leaving polygamy, observing more sadness in families practicing plural marriage than in others. She expressed puzzlement over why women would remain in such marriages, wondering if there was some secret sauce that made them accept and tolerate these structures where husbands could openly engage with multiple partners. Christine's evolution in thought mirrors a broader pattern among former participants of polygamy who reconcile personal experience with the reality of emotional harm. Her perspective bridges the gap between Woolley's critical stance and Janelle's defense, offering a nuanced lens that recognizes both the potential benefits and risks inherent in plural marriage. Historical context: Kody Brown's plural marriages. Understanding this debate requires an awareness of the historical and cultural context of Kody Brown's plural marriage. Kody, the patriarch of the family, has been married to multiple wives over decades, with Janelle and Christine among them. The Brown family rose to national prominence through Sister Wives, providing unprecedented public insight into polygamy in the United States. Kody's plural marriage was marked by both cooperation and conflict. While the family promoted a model of respect, shared responsibilities, and collaborative parenting, critics, including family members like David Woolley, highlighted the emotional strain such arrangements could impose. Conflicts among co-wives, competition for attention, and the challenges of managing large blended families have been central themes in Sister Wives, informing public debate and scholarly discourse alike. Janelle's nearly 3 decades in the family exemplify the endurance of certain polygamous relationships under specific conditions, whereas Christine's and David's critiques highlight the vulnerability and risks inherent in these systems. This historical context adds depth to their discussion, showing that both perspectives stem from genuine lived experience, albeit through different lenses. Social and cultural implications. The debate between Janelle, Christine, and David Woolley illuminates broader social and cultural questions surrounding polygamy. Critics often argue that plural marriages can institutionalize gender inequality, foster emotional harm, and perpetuate coercive dynamics. Supporters counter that, when entered into consensually and managed ethically, polygamy can provide emotional support networks, shared responsibilities, and meaningful relationships across multiple partners. Janelle's defense emphasizes the importance of evaluating relationships based on the behavior of the individuals rather than the structure itself. She asserts that problems can arise in monogamous marriages just as readily as in polygamous ones, highlighting that no system is immune to abuse, neglect, or emotional dysfunction. David Woolley's critique, grounded in his sister's experience, raises questions about systemic risk and the potential for harm within a polygamous framework. His argument suggests that while exceptions may exist, the structure itself can encourage behaviors and expectations that disadvantage women. Christine's evolving perspective adds nuance, acknowledging the risks while recognizing that her lived experience included positive aspects as well. Emotional dynamics in plural marriages. A critical dimension of this discussion is the emotional dynamic between co-wives, husbands, and children. Janelle's experience demonstrates that plural marriages can function with mutual respect and cooperation when communication is prioritized and responsibilities are shared equitably. However, as David and Christine note, competition, jealousy, and imbalance in attention or authority can create significant emotional distress. Christine's questions about why women remain in polygamous marriages, her search for the secret sauce, highlight the psychological complexity of consent, social conditioning, and cultural expectations. Women may adapt to or accept these arrangements due to upbringing, religious beliefs, or perceived social norms. This aligns with Woolley's assertion that women can be indoctrinated to view the system as acceptable despite its challenges. Fan reactions and public discourse. The preview of this episode has already sparked significant discussion among fans of Sister Wives. Social media platforms, discussion forums, and fan commentaries have noted the tension between defending personal experience and critiquing systemic harm. Many viewers appreciate Janelle's measured, experience-based defense, seeing it as a counterbalance to the more negative portrayal of polygamy often emphasized in media coverage. Others side with Christine and David, highlighting the importance of acknowledging trauma and recognizing patterns of harm that may be inherent to certain relational structures. The debate reflects the larger public discourse on polygamy in contemporary society, where legal, religious, and cultural dimensions intersect. Broader implications for Sister Wives. The contrast in perspectives between Janelle, Christine, and David Woolley represents a turning point in Sister Wives, moving beyond surface-level storytelling to deeper explorations of ethics, consent, and emotional well-being in plural marriages. For the show's audience, this episode promises both emotional resonance and intellectual engagement, providing insight into how former and current participants navigate complex moral and personal landscapes. By framing polygamy as neither inherently good nor inherently bad, the series encourages viewers to consider individual responsibility, consent, and the variety of lived experiences within any relationship structure. The conversation also highlights the continuing evolution of former sister wives as they reflect on their past, reconcile with personal experiences, and share perspectives with the public. What to expect in the episode? Fans tuning in on Sunday, January 25, 2026, at 10 p.m. Eastern Time on TLC, will see an in-depth discussion featuring Janelle Brown defending her decades of experience in polygamy, David Woolley elaborating on his critical view, citing his sister's traumatic experience, Kody Brown navigating her evolving perspective, acknowledging both the risks and the complexities of plural marriage, exploration of emotional, social, and cultural factors influencing women's participation in polygamous marriages. Insights into the broader Brown family dynamic and the consequences of plural marriage for family relationships. This episode promises to offer one of the most comprehensive explorations of polygamy on Sister Wives, presenting multiple perspectives and challenging viewers to think critically about the ethics, challenges, and potential benefits of plural marriage. Conclusion. The forthcoming Sister Wives, one-on-one episode represents a rare, nuanced discussion of polygamy through multiple lenses. Janelle Brown's defense, David Woolley's critique, and Kody Brown's evolving perspective illuminate the complexity of plural marriage in contemporary society. By presenting these differing viewpoints, the series encourages thoughtful dialogue on the ethical, emotional, and social implications of polygamy, while highlighting the personal histories, traumas, and triumphs of the individuals involved. As Season 20 progresses, viewers can expect continued exploration of these themes, offering both entertainment and insight into one of the most debated family structures in modern reality television. Fans will undoubtedly be drawn to this episode for its emotional honesty, familial tension, and the in-depth exploration of the challenges and rewards of polygamy, making it a must-watch for longtime followers of the Brown family and newcomers alike. In a revealing sneak peek of the third installment of Sister Wives, One-on-One, Janelle Brown addressed her disagreement with David Woolley's critical views on polygamy. "When I saw David on the show, it just made my stomach turn, because I think it's wrong to paint everybody with the brush of your one experience," Janelle stated. Her remarks were a response to Woolley's earlier comments, in which he criticized polygamous relationships as harmful to women. David's opinion was heavily influenced by his personal experience, particularly the trauma his sister endured while in a plural marriage. Janelle, who spent nearly 3 decades in a plural marriage herself, acknowledged the pain her sister-in-law experienced but argued that David's generalizations were unfair. "I'm not denying that his sister had this experience. I think lots of things happen in monogamy. I think lots of things happen in all kinds of relationships that can be really wet up," she said. Her comments underscored her belief that harmful dynamics are not unique to any single marital structure. While Janelle pushed back on Woolley's perspective, Kody Brown, her sister-in-law and also a former wife of Kody Brown, largely aligned with her husband's stance. Kody admitted that fully condemning polygamy was complicated because of her family ties but ultimately agreed with David. She explained, "But then it comes down to it, he's right. He's right." Kody elaborated on how her views evolved after leaving polygamy. She expressed concern about the widespread unhappiness she observed in polygamous families and questioned why women remained in these relationships. "I look at so many polygamous families, and they don't look happy. It's just sad," she said. She also wondered what factors made women accept or feel content in marriages where their husbands were involved with multiple partners. David Woolley has consistently voiced criticism of polygamy, citing both his sister's traumatic experience and broader patterns he has observed. In a November episode, he claimed that men in polygamous marriages often loved the competition between the women and used their positions to exert control. He described women in these arrangements as indoctrinated to accept certain roles and questioned why such relationships were often unhappy if they were meant to be so right. The upcoming episode of Sister Wives, One-on-One will feature an in-depth discussion of these differing perspectives, highlighting the ongoing tension between Janelle's defense of plural marriage as a complex, multifaceted experience and Kody and David's more critical view. Sister Wives Janelle Brown pushes back on David Woolley's views about polygamy in latest sneak peek. Sister Wives star Janelle Brown is not on board with Kody Brown's husband, David Woolley's, stance on polygamy. In an exclusive sneak peek of the third part of Sister Wives, One-on-One, released by Us Weekly on January 23, 2026, Janelle said, When I saw David on the show, it just made my stomach just turn, because I think it's wrong to paint everybody with the brush of your one experience. Her response followed David's previous comments on the show, where he openly criticized polygamy and described it as damaging to women. His perception developed primarily out of the upsetting experience his sister had while in a plural marriage. Janelle, who lived in a plural marriage for nearly 30 years, did not agree with how broadly he framed the faith. She felt his remarks overlooked the complexity of people's lived experiences. Christine, however, largely aligned with her husband's views. While she admitted it was difficult to fully condemn polygamy because of her family ties, she ultimately agreed with David's assessment. The upcoming episode will highlight a stark difference in how the former sister wives, Janelle and Christine, both Kody's exes, now view the faith they once shared. Sister Wives Season 20, David Woolley questions the righteousness of polygamous relationships. David openly looked down on the practice of polygamy during a November episode of Sister Wives. It was during a conversation with Christine that he claimed that men in polygamous marriages loved the competition between the women. He further alleged that men with multiple partners used their position to control them. His perspective was shaped by his family history, as he shared that his older sister was mentally damaged by the kind of CR*P that her husband pulled on her. Janelle responded by acknowledging that David's sister went through serious trauma, but she felt his conclusions were unfair. "I'm not denying that his sister had this experience. I think lots of things happen in monogamy. I think lots of things happen in all kinds of relationships that can be really wet up," she opined. Her comments reflected her belief that harmful behavior was not limited to one relationship model. As for Christine, she discussed her internal conflict with Sister Wives, one-on-one host Sukanya Krishnan, admitting it was challenging to fully agree with David because she still had family members who were part of polygamous relationships. However, she mostly agreed with her husband, as she said. "But then it comes down to it, he's right. He's right." She went on to explain how her perspective changed after leaving polygamy. She said that she saw more sadness in such relationships than in other relationships. "I look at so many polygamous families, and they don't look happy. It's just sad," Christine said. She questioned why women accepted the structure and wondered what convinced them to stay. The Sister Wives star wondered if there was a secret sauce that made women feel okay in such setups, where their husbands openly got involved with other women. Christine admitted that her stance had changed over the years. Earlier, she did not question polygamy because it was part of her culture. David also shared his thoughts on the practice during the reunion, claiming women were indoctrinated to think a certain way. Recalling from his personal experiences, he questioned the righteousness of polygamous relationships, wondering why it was so miserable if it was meant to be so right. Fans will get to hear more about their opinions on the faith in the upcoming episode of Sister Wives Season 20, which will air on Sunday, January 25, 2026, at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, exclusively on TLC.